conducted as a hybrid meeting. You may remotely access the meeting through the digital platforms that we have listed, which is our Facebook Lawrence City Council page and our YouTube Lawrence City Council page. Pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2022, this meeting of Budget and Finance Committee is being conducted both in person and via remote participation. A reminder that persons who would like to listen to and view this meeting while in progress may either attend in person located at 200 Common Street, or any of the following access locations which I have previously mentioned. Give me 1 second, I just want to make sure. Okay. I want to make mention and highlight that our chair of our meeting, Stephanie Infante, unfortunately she can't make it today, which is why I am chairing today's meeting. I also want to make mention and highlight that our city councilor from District B, Wendy Luzon, she is joining us via remote. And I would like to thank her for joining today's meeting, considering that she is out of the country at the moment, assisting with the families of the victims of the tragedy that occurred at the Dominican Republic. Before we begin today's meeting, I just want to briefly just have a moment of silence for the victims that we lost, which is Fray Luis, the owner of Terra Luna, Florinda, and Gustavo, which are among the other victims that passed away. So if we could please stand up for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
States of America,
And to
and to the republic to which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would also like to make mention that our City Council President and City Councilor at Large, Giovanni Rodriguez, is also joining us via remote. Minutes for council approval dated March 12 of 2025. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
second,
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
nine,
And the ayes have it. Under new business, we have item number 11725, review of Lawrence Redevelopment Authority's financials. It is conveniently on the LRA's end that they are unable to attend today's meeting. So if we can get, if I can get a motion to table this, that way we could, what was that?
Before we table, I would like to expand a little more on that item.
Okay,
is that
Before we open up, before we put a motion to either table or do something else with the item,
That's
I
fine.
would like to ask to see if they actually, just for the record, if they actually provide any type of situation as to why they were not able to come in front of the city council for this item.
so do you want to submit that in the form of a motion?
No,
To
I just
submit
wondering to see
communication?
if they submit anything, just for the record, as to have it on as part of the discussion.
I don't have anything on record. I spoke with our chair, due to the fact that she wasn't able to attend today's meeting. And the only details that she provided me with was that they were able to attend the original meeting that the Budget and Finance was scheduled for, which is, I believe, this past Thursday. So due to the rescheduling of this meeting for today, they
Sure.
are unable to attend, today's meeting.
Understood. It is important to recognize, Madam Vice Chair, that these item, the purpose of us evaluating this item is because these funds that they are administrating are part of the ARPA funds. And out of the $58 million that the city of Lawrence received back in 2021, and they were aware $2.5 million. We would like to see as others. I believe they were one of the largest amount that we award, and we would like to see and to get to know more about the details as to how they've been managing those funds around the ARPA, and essentially that's going to happen also with other recipients of the ARPA funds. So since they have to be providing records as of how they manage those funds. Essentially, that's the main thing as of why we have this item tonight. One of the main thing. There is others that we're going to be discussing as well. But just for the record, Madam Vice Chair, I would like to put that there so people knows why we bringing them in front of us. And that's important because we don't want this to be this to be sounds as in a specific situation to the LRA. No, we are going to do that with everyone that was aware or some type of fund from the ARPA. Different type of situation bring different type of conditions, and they were one of the largest amount that we designated or approved to be managed by the LRA.
Okay. I agree with you, Council President. I'm 100% on board in terms of the LRA needs to be questioned. What was that?
Can you hear?
You can't hear me?
Yeah.
You can
I
hear
can
me?
hear.
Okay.
Sorry.
What I was saying is that I agree
wasn't
with you
able-
100% in terms of the LRA being questioned in regards to their financials. I think it's time that we need to kind of put our foot down. I think we've been a little bit too lenient and giving them, how would I call it? Giving them the benefit, benefit of the doubt of properly doing what they should be doing. And I think it's time that we start questioning things a little bit further. And at this point, I'm wondering, are we able to freeze their financials? The current financials that they have as of now. Do we have any authority to freeze, to block? Like, is there any input on your end in regards to what could we do as a body, city councilors, if they choose to ignore our requests?
No, I hope that that doesn't happen. I hope that they're going to be able to attend to the next meeting, so we can have proper conversations about these ARPA funds that we provide to them to manage and to do and designate it for the specific reasons. I hope that we don't get to that point, but obviously, yes, we have the authority to put conditions and request answers of those conditions. And obviously the ARPA fund became a free cash back in 2022. And since it became a free cash, we have the full authority to have an opportunity to discuss as an initial point. And sequentially, hopefully we don't get to those type of resolutions. I hope that we can get together and discuss how they've been managing the funds, and if they are according to the guidance, and then we should be okay. But we definitely, the city council have an authority, just like we authorize those funds for the expenditures. Once we authorize those funds for the expenditure, that doesn't mean that we just stay quiet.
Okay, I think it's important for us to start having some sort of plan of action. given if they continue to decide not wanting to attend meetings when we're requesting their presence. So that's something that I recommend that we look into to be prepared, what will be our next step. Councilor Lusone, did you want to add to the discussion of this item?
If I may, Madam Chair, and I would like to hopefully maybe make a motion, if it's possible, to send a letter to LLRA stating that we are expecting their presence in the next meeting as a committee. And I don't know if that is a possibility, Madam Chair.
Yeah,
Send a
yes, it
letter
is.
requesting their presence, strongly requesting their presence in the next Budget and Finance Committee.
I agree.
Can
Are you
can I
saying-
make that in a form of a motion?
Can I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And the ayes have it. Did you
Roll call,
get that?
Madam Bashar.
Okay.
Councilor Wendy Lusong,
Yes.
Council President Giovanni Rodriguez,
Yes.
and Chair, Vice Chair
Yes.
Marble. Motion
Okay.
passed.
The motion passes. All right. Besides, now that we've done this motion, is there anything else, we could submit another motion on any other type of request on our end to the LRA, or are we all set with the initial motion with just the letter alone?
On my end, we good. At any moment, I'm gonna make a motion to table, if it is anything else to discuss.
Okay, motion to table. Can I get a second?
Second?
Second, roll call.
Roll call for motion to be tabled. The item, Councilor Wendy Lusong,
Yes.
Council President Giovanni Rodriguez,
Yes.
Vice Chair Vivian Marble.
Yes. Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is item number 13825, authorization to expend $54,932.70 of the Commonwealth Transportation Infrastructure Enhancement Fund. We have our engineer, Oliver Aguilar. On behalf of DPW Director Jorge Jaime, if you don't mind getting into this item, if you could give details as to how these funds will be used. I did see that it will be focused on the downtown area, so if you could kind of describe to what extent from downtown, if you could give specific streets. So the more information, the better.
All right, I'm Oliver Aguilo, City Engineer, 16200 Common Street, Lawrence. We're gonna use those funds to do paving markings. We have a project on Extra Street, and we are working right now on the planning to do a lot of work. We're gonna be doing a sidewalk, we're gonna be doing pavement, we're gonna be doing markings, we're gonna be changing signs and all those stuff. And we would like to use that money for that project.
Okay. Is this all of Essex Street? Is there inside streets among Essex Street, like Common, Amesbury, Hampshire, that we'll be focusing on, or is it just Essex Street?
For now, Essex Street, from South Union to Winter Street.
Union to Winter Street.
Winter Street, yeah.
Okay.
If I may, Madam Chair,
Of course, Councilor Lusone, you have the floor.
are you planning to, can you go over the project? I just got two of the things that you mentioned. If you please go over what is the specifics of the project.
Well, we had a project that Tio already come over here and talk to you guys, but it's gonna be a project. We're gonna be doing a paving from South Union to Winter Street. We're gonna
Paving, okay.
We're gonna be fixing the sidewalk from the same area. Sidewalk. We're gonna be cutting trees that is destroying the sidewalk. We're gonna be removing roots. We're gonna be doing markings. We're gonna be, replacing,
Signs.
signs and what else? And a few more things.
How long, if I may, Madam Chair?
Of course.
How long is this project is going to take? How long? Also, and I would like to know, well, answer that and I will go and ask my second question.
Can you repeat the question, please?
How long is this project is going to last? What's the time frame?
We're on the process of planning right now. On the
Okay.
step of planning, yeah, we're still planning. We don't really know how long it's gonna take, but we're still planning on the time and the budget.
I'm
too.
asking, if I may, Madam Chair, I'm asking because I would like to know if this is going to impact the businesses on Exit Street. Because you
Oh.
mentioned paving, you also mentioned sidewalks. So knowing that the summer is almost here, and I know you have to work, you also have to take advantage of the summer. But I have to speak on behalf of the business owners on Exit Street. And I would like to know if this project is going to affect negative our businesses on Exit Street.
I don't
If
wanna
it's going
say,
to
I don't want,
interfere in any way.
I don't wanna say negatively, I wanna say possibly, because we're gonna be fixing sidewalk for the pedestrian and,
Yeah.
all those pedestrian that goes to those business, but it's gonna have a big impact during the construction.
Okay.
Yeah,
If I may, Madam Chair, and I use the word negative because it can affect their businesses. Customers are going to be able to support their businesses. Summer is coming, and summer is when restaurants and other businesses make more money. So that's why I'm asking about
Yeah.
time frame. And I know that you are in the process of planning right now.
Yeah.
But I think it will be important to know the time frame, and also it will be extremely important to send communication to the business owners so they can be ready. And you know that, and we know that in summer we use the outdoors. Some of the business owners will be using the outdoors.
Yeah.
It's this project. I want to know if this project is going to impact their businesses.
not really, no, because we're not gonna do the entire sidewalk. We're gonna be fixing like a patch, right? The bad area, the area that is destroyed. But I would
Okay.
say probably gonna replace, probably 5-10% of the sidewalk is gonna be fixed. Other than that, I don't think we're gonna close any sidewalk. It's gonna be open for pedestrian and for the people that go to different businesses.
Thank you, Madam Chair. If I may, Madam Chair, I would like to request, and I know that he mentioned Engineer Rosario. If you can send some information about planning, just to review it, and also it's important that you communicate this to the business owners. Once again, if it's going to happen during summer, it can impact the businesses.
Yeah. Well,
I know
definitely.
what you're doing is great for the downtown.
Yeah.
Don't misunderstand what I'm trying to explain here. But communication is highly important.
Yeah.
If you can send us details, the time frame, I will appreciate it.
All right, we'll do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
No, you're welcome. Council President,
Yes, I have a quick question.
okay, you have the floor.
Well, Mr. Aguilar, we have, or Councilor Luzon have requested send information before, and I don't believe that it was sent to us and the other project. Now, this is a secondary project for pavement marking specifically. For the other money that we approved before, she asked the same question around getting information. The reason why me as Councilor at Large and the three of us represent part of that, part of those improvement, because Councilor Luzon have most of it, but Councilor Marmo also have from Hampshire Street all the way to
Winter.
all the way to Franklin Street. So she had part of it as well. And I represent the entire city, so I would like to know those information. The reason why we want that information is because we want to be on your side. We want to be on the DPW side. Once you guys start working on it, we have information, so we can get when we get a phone call from business owners or phone call for pedestrian going around, we have the answer, and we can tell them this is what's happening. The time frame is this, and we can hold contractors and DPW accountable in case if the time frame is not accomplished. So essentially, we want to make sure that we have the most information as we can. The previous answer that we get from Mr. Rosario was that they don't want to overwhelm us. So, but I mean, the most information we have is the better, because in that way we can provide that information to the business owner in case, or we can provide that information to our constituents. So don't hesitate to send us information, because we're still waiting. And if I miss it, you can just forward the email again.
Did any of you counselors wanted to submit any of your requests in the form of a motion, or is this just kind of leaving it up to the discretion of DPW to provide that information at their own will?
Councilor Luzon, you want to make that as a formal motion, or I can make that as a formal motion?
Yes, please do, Council President.
I would like to make a motion to send correspondence to the DPW department on behalf of the City Council and this committee to provide information related to the projects that are going to happen on the downtown areas, all the way from Union Street to Franklin Street, related to this $56 million, but also the previous project that was discussed related to sidewalk and pavement marking and paving around the downtown.
Second.
Okay. And correction, it's not till Franklin, it's up until Winter Street, right? Is that
Oh,
what you
yeah,
said?
Winter, sorry.
Winter
Perfect.
Street. Okay, not Franklin,
Alright.
Winter Street.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's even longer.
So just to
Awesome.
gain clarity, the motion is to send correspondence to DPW regarding their planning process?
The project in general,
Okay.
including, as Councilor Luzon mentioned, time frame related to specific portion or stages of the project.
Okay. Council President, would you mind adjusting your motion in adding, sending correspondence to business owners to make sure that because I believe Councilor Luzon wanted that as well.
Yeah, we can actually
Making
make
sure that they're
as a
notified that
motion.
this project is taking place, that they're given
Probably-
information regarding the time frame, how long this
Yeah,
project
probably,
is supposed to last.
Madam Chair, what we can do is have this motion for the information to the council, and then we can actually put another motion right away related to sending correspondence to the business owners, and that way the two are separate.
Okay. Okay, any further discussions?
No.
No, okay. So what I'll say is I completely agree with what each counselor has discussed. Not that long ago, I hosted a District D Small Business Forum, and they were furious when the gas,
Repair, yeah.
the situation with the sidewalks and the roads. A lot of businesses were impacted, to which it minimized foot traffic. So I'm not sure because you said it's still in the planning stages. So if you guys could really take into consideration if the majority, or at least the bulk of this project could be, could take place after 5 p.m., that way it's not affecting daytime hours. I know on weekends, depending on the businesses on Essex Street, after 5 may not be convenient for them as well. But if you guys could take into consideration, Monday through Thursday after 5, and then if it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where Essex Street, it's a hub of like the nightlife and restaurants to which our residents partake in. This is something I just hope you guys kind of analyze. That way we are causing the least amount of negative impact to those businesses. I agree with the notifications need to be sent. So although you don't know how long this may take for the completion of this project, do you at least know more or less what month? Is this sometime in June, July? Is this
There's
something
a high
that
chance
once it's
to be.
approved?
Yeah,
it
there's
will
a high
happen in
chance
May?
to be on June,
For the month of June?
yeah. We're still planning,
June. June.
But I mean, also, Madam Vice Chair, we need to know like a little bit about the scope of the work.
The scope, yeah.
Sometime, I don't think they are going to pave the entire street, entire exit street. I don't think so. Am I right or wrong? Mr. Aguilar?
Are you?
Say it again, sorry?
I don't think that you guys are going to pave the entire exit street, do you?
Yeah, for now it's entire exit street. Probably over Winter Street. Probably we're planning to go up to Ames Street. It depends on the money. Yeah.
All right, just let us know the scope of the work entirely. Also, I mean that will be important. I think that the previous motion wasn't related to the scope of the work.
Yeah.
Or this motion actually, that will be essential, so we can figure it out. How
All
we're
right.
gonna-
We will provide that information.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. The last thing I'll add is that we all want to work with DPW. I think that the work that's being discussed, it's work that's essential to the community. We need to, it's certain upgrades that the city needs. So we just want to be informed as much as
Yeah.
possible. That way we're able to kind of get ahead of the game to start notifying them and letting them know how, if we could try to provide any sort of solutions to alleviate during this time of construction, let us be part of the process as well
Yeah.
and keep us informed. So with that being said, do I have a motion?
Yeah, I put a motion on the table already.
Oh, you did? Can I get a second?
No, it was seconded.
It's second, yeah.
We haven't voted on the previous motion yet.
Oh,
No, we haven't.
to send but did we get a second from, on that? Oh, okay, can I get a roll call?
Roll call on the motion to send correspondence to DPW. Councilor Wendy Luzon,
Yes,
Council President.
Yes.
I got it. Council President Giovanni Rodriguez,
I vote yes.
and Vice Chair Vivian Marmol.
I vote yes.
Motion passed.
A motion
All right,
passes.
Madam Vice Chair, now I'm gonna make a motion to actually send correspondence. Once the scope of work has been defined, and the time frame is being designed, I would like to make a motion for the DPW to send correspondence to the business owners, on relationship to this project that Mr. Oliver Aguilar is talking about today and previously, to the business owner from on Exit Street, from Union Street all the way to Winter Street.
Okay, there's a motion on the table. Can I get a second?
second,
Okay, roll call, please.
Councilor Wendy Luzon,
yes,
Council President Giovanni Rodriguez,
Yes.
Vice Chair Vivian Marmol.
I vote yes. The ayes have it, motion passes.
So now, Madam Vice Chair, I think that if there is no more discussion, I would like to make a motion to send this item to the full council with a favorable recommendation,
Okay, can I get a second?
pending documentation that previously stated.
Could you repeat that? I couldn't hear that last part.
Pending the documentation that we previously request,
Okay,
related to the time frame and the project itself, not to the communication to the business, because that's gonna come out later on.
I understand. Okay, so motion on the table. Can I get a second?
second,
Roll call.
Councilor Wendy Luzon,
yes,
Councilor President Giovanni Rodriguez,
Yes.
and Vice Chair Vivian Marmol.
I vote yes. The ayes have it. The motion passes. Did you take note of everything? Just have the director look back at the meeting with all the requests we're making.
I will see the video.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you so much for
Thank you, Councilor.
attending today's meeting.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you. All right. And that's all we have for new business, unless any of you have anything that you want to discuss or untable. No? We're all set? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Second, roll call.
Councilor Wendy Luzon,
Yes.
Council President Giovanni Rodriguez,
I vote yes.
Vice Chair Vivian Mahmoud.
I vote yes, the ayes have it.
Meeting adjourned at 7.
Motion adjourned, 7:34. Thank you, guys. Have a good evening. Thank
Thank you.
you,
Thank you.
Councilor Luzon. Come back home.
Thank you.
Safe.
Will do, will do.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.